DrawBomb, that show that we do. Woo, whoa.
Test 1 2.
Wow,
Buckle my
it's
shoe.
working now. Okay.
My name's Brandon.
Sorry about that. God. Okay. So, Brandon, just to let's talk about your week. Your week was rough. You had some things happen. That's unfortunate. Sorry.
Yeah, basically.
I'm sorry.
But I'm great. No, it's okay.
Glad
I'm
to hear
good.
you're well.
Things are good. Yeah.
Jesus. Okay.
I'll run through it again quickly. I'll do it.
Okay, I'm sorry, Brandon. I hate when that happens.
Are you sure they can hear me this time?
They
Because
can-
I'm not doing. I'm only gonna repeat this 3 or 6 more times, okay? And then after that, I'm gonna put my foot down.
Okay,
I'm done.
I think no, I think it looks like you're good. It looks like you're good.
Okay. You asked how my week was. All I said was that I had kind of a strange week. Lots of you know, bad things happening around me. I'm, happy and healthy and good, but just weird. Week started with like a funeral that I went to, and then after that, a tornado hit my neighborhood that's not very big and filled with giant, like 100-year-old trees that are like, you can't reach around them, and they're like 40 feet tall. And so those fell on a bunch of houses around me. Like my whole neighborhood is like pretty smashed up. It's pretty crazy. And then just like various other dramas that I'm not going to get to on the stream, happening to people I care about. It's been weird. Been weird. I think I'm the bad omen. I think that's the connection, is that people, all you have to do is live on the same street as me to collect some of that bad juju that I'm giving out, it would seem.
Brandon, I think the bad thing finally happened to you, and it's that you had to tell those stories at least twice.
Yeah, that was terrible. I think I had it worse than everybody else included.
You might
The
have.
people who got their houses cut in half by trees, and also the funeral I went to, the person that passed away. This is worse, I think, than what they,
You're going through it way more, I think. So
I had the worst situation of everybody. So
yeah.
All right. Finally got me.
Well, Brandon, I'm sorry to hear that you've been going through all that. That is all very rough and
Thank you.
Unfortunate.
I'm glad that people could hear that I was going through it.
Yeah,
The
I mean
second
that you're surrounded by sort of strife and
Yeah.
and drama right now. That is unfortunate. That's never good. It's just bad vibes, and bad vibes are never fun. But you can't really do much about them. Unfortunately, you just gotta endure.
True. And endure I am. Now, generally, like it's things have been all right for me personally. So, if anything, it's just kind of making me reflect a little more. Be thankful.
Be thankful for what you got.
There's straight up like houses, like that I can see from my house that are like, like cut in half or like flattened or like, and then like my house, like I still like. My trash can was at the end of the driveway. It didn't even tip over. Or like I have like a hanging basket of flowers that's like still fine. And so I don't know what happens. It was very concentrated, I guess, whatever it was.
Yeah, I guess so.
It is what it is.
I'm glad you're okay.
I am the chosen one.
You are chosen. Yes, you were meant to outlast all these tornadoes.
Yes. God proved to me that I am invincible. And I can not be harmed. So I'm gonna go test that out.
Get back
We'll
to
see how that goes. Yeah.
How you gonna
jump in
test
front
it?
of some cars or
Oh,
something.
okay, that's a good idea. Yeah, jump in front of the car.
Yeah, I think that's just a good one,
Maybe like try
Find a big
dodging
car.
some bullets.
Yeah, exactly. That'd be good. I'll try that. I'll let you know how it goes.
Please, I'm excited to find out about your new powers.
Who knows? Maybe if I'm truly invincible, maybe even like I don't have to dodge them.
Oh, you can just ping, 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 ping.
Yeah, exactly. They bounce off me, Superman style.
That's right.
Or maybe it'd be like the mask where I like suck them in.
Ooh, suck.
That'd be pretty cool. I want to get the mask sucking powers.
Dude, yes. And also, I want your eyeballs can go like boing.
Yeah, I can turn into a cartoon.
Dude,
I don't know if that's like copyright infringement to like turn into like something, some kind of like. I have to make sure it doesn't look too Disney-ish when I turn into a cartoon, because they will
Right.
probably contact me.
Yeah, they might get mad.
Yeah.
They'll be like, "Hey, you can't."
Hey,
do
dude,
that."
you gotta change like the colors a little bit if you're gonna
Yeah,
turn.
you-
Well, I guess I'll be green, right? The mask.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
I'll be like, somebody stop me, and then Disney will be like, okay, here's your cease and desist, and I'm like, oh, well,
I have been
I-
stopped.
gosh, somebody stopped me. That's what I'll say
Yes,
after that.
man, it will be so apropos.
Yeah. Ian, how's your week been? Enough about my ass.
My week has been fine. I have
Let's
nothing.
talk about your ass.
I got my ass has no complaints. I
That's
got
great
no
news.
complaints from my ass.
You know what they say? No news is no news.
No news is good news. Wait. What'd you say?
What? No news is no news.
That is accurate. I mean that
It's
is
true. Yeah, try and prove me wrong.
logically that is true.
You can't.
In fact, it's actually it's like recursive or like tautological or just redundant even.
Yeah, but that doesn't ring the same
That's
to
true.
say all that.
So
So we knock it off.
we have a business father in the chat, by the way. A rare business father appears.
That's great. That's a real get.
That is.
You know,
Thank you for joining.
so you know you're doing one of the better streams. Like,
That's right. And
wrangled some of these celebrities.
that's how you know you didn't just have your co-host on mute for like 5 minutes.
Exactly.
And then make him tell about his bad week.
Yeah, just making me relive my trauma. Hey, one more
Exactly.
time into the microphone,
Yeah.
please.
Can you cry a little harder? Just make sure we really
Yeah,
get those tears out of you.
Yeah, talk about how that funeral was really just a real hard time for you. Go ahead.
How much do you miss
Go
the
ahead.
person who died? Okay, like on a scale of 1 to 10.
Do it again, but sadder, please.
Yeah.
That I just didn't really believe it last time, you know.
Yeah, if you want, we can have a guy like hit you in the stomach so that you can feel a little more like emotional
can-
about things.
We can blow some menthol into your eyes.
Ooh, that's good. Yeah, I do that all the time.
Did you know that's how they actually do it?
Is that really what they do?
That's what they do for most movies and TV. They'll come in with like a little menthol thing, and they'll just blow a little bit in your eyes, and it makes
Oh.
you cry.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's
You know
kind of
what?
weird.
I figured you just like keep your eyes open and don't blink for like a full minute, and then you're pretty much good to go.
That would probably work too, but this is more of a sure thing, I think. and
Yeah,
it's-
it's that just
little
hurts
weird.
your eyes, I guess. What I just did, it doesn't really make.
both probably don't feel good on your eyes, you know.
It just didn't really make tears though. It just hurt. Anyways. A little loud for the
Anyways.
people in the back, says business father.
Hey,
That's right.
how the hell are all of you beautiful people tonight? Now we just gotta go silent and wait for the chat to respond.
Just gonna wait for the chat to respond. Also, my
Waiting for the chat to respond, then we'll
Just gonna
continue
wait.
this show. Gotta
just
wait.
Just gonna wait.
Mhm.
Just gonna wait. Yep, here we go. Just waiting.
We got a response. Business father says
Alright.
unemployed, tired of LA. Yeah, it's gotta be hard out there, man. Like,
Yeah,
ugh.
it's expansive. I'm sure.
Yeah, expensive and just I don't know.
A lot
It's
of
hard,
folks.
hard out there.
Lot of-
Depends what industry you're in, but some especially.
Yeah.
I originally was planning on going out there, try to pursue animation after college, and I don't know. I'm kind of glad I didn't. It
Yeah?
seems like a rough go right now.
It does seem very rough in those parts at the moment, and that's a shame. It's a real shame.
Yeah.
Yeah, being fun employed is it's not a good time for sure. But on the plus side,
Hope you find something
yeah,
soon. But yeah, it's he's still out there.
yeah. AI is going to kill everything in entertainment. My screenwriter's ex is having a full existential crisis. He gives it 8 years. I think that's fair. I see a big upheaval and just like I see a lot of slop in our future, and that's
Yeah.
unfortunate.
You know, I could totally see that being the case. I hope that they'll kind of like lean more into using it as a tool rather than fully leaning on it, because I feel like, you know, fully leaning on it, the product kind of sucks, and I think they might have a hard time selling it to everybody.
I think there'll be I think there's a market for slop, because I think there's always been a market for slop, and like I think a lot of entertainment that has been mass appeal for people has been slop. Anyways, like it might as well be written by a robot. It's written by like a corporate board of executives.
Yeah, the algorithm is not that far removed from a robot.
Yeah, and the algorithm's not that far removed from like corporate meddling into the system, anyways. Boomers love slop. They love it, says Business Father, and I could totally see that being the case.
They do love the slop. When I see that slop, you know what? I can't help myself but to stop and say amen, you know?
Yeah, you can't stop the slop.
Gotta comment amen. I would delete my Facebook, but who will leave the amens?
That's right.
AI
that's
slop.
Right. And
Someone's got to do it. It's a full-time job. There's a lot of it.
Yeah.
Leviathan Den just gifted a sub. What a guy. What a guy. Appreciate you.
Right there. Thank you, Leviathan Den.
Because of viewers like you.
Because of
we can do this.
Yes. I mean, that's right. Because of viewers like you.
Because of viewers.
Amazon gives
like
us $50
really.
every 3 months.
Right. It's funny how it's different some months. It seems, I don't know why certain times a year we're like pulling more, but
advertisers pay more during the summer months.
Oh, well, I was gonna say actually, like, it was kind of like the end of winter. We did pretty well. Then it slows down a little bit, then picks up a little bit. I don't know. I think our channel's a little bit inconsistent, so it's hard to like measure it in that way. It's like,
yeah,
you know, specific viewers who are being super generous at certain times and things like that. I don't know. Either way, let's not talk analytics. We appreciate you. Thank you so much,
everybody. We appreciate all of you, and the fact that we do occasionally get money from it, very rarely, but still is cool. But it's in no way a motivator, because if it was, you wouldn't be here right now.
I mean, it's not the reason we do it, but it definitely makes me feel appreciated. So I appreciate a lot of appreciation going around.
Absolutely, a lot of appreciation. If Mad Lad was here, he would appreciate our appreciation.
Yeah, he would. He's out there. He feels it. You know, whether he's not here, but somewhere out there, he's feeling a tinge of appreciation telepathically. Right. I think. But no, it definitely, you know, makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside. So I appreciate you guys. You're too good to us.
Too good. Too good to be true. So you must be robots. So we're gonna have to figure out what to do about you robots.
The AI is gifting subs. That's great.
Man, I wish.
Turns out I like AI now.
Oh yeah, AI is my jam. Let's become AI bros.
Hell yeah. Yeah, bros.
But yeah, man, it's I never thought that AI would start by just immediately being fucking shit and something I hate.
It didn't. Most things kind of work their way towards being used for evil. This one kind of just started there.
Started at evil.
What do you know? They got that right out of the way. They're like, hey, you know, the one thing that we can't. It's easy to make people carry boulders and like wash dishes and stuff, but it's hard to get people to make art for us that we need. So let's just get that figured out. Get the robots on that.
Yeah.
People, we can just keep making them move boulders. That's fine.
Now we took away the thing that people do when they get away from work. Now there's no reason to do it. Just kidding. I'm gonna keep drawing anyways.
Do it for the love of the game.
I mean, I've never been like in a career where my art's been paying the bills. So like the fact that I still draw it means I'm doing it for the love of the game. So
yeah, exactly. Same. But gosh, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Ian, how have you been? We didn't even get to you. We were talking about my little My little cry boohoo times.
You
What
cry
happened to you? What's
boo-hoo.
going on with you?
I'm doing all right. I got I already said I got nothing really to report. We said the no news is good news line. Remember that?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. I think every episode, one of us asks the other person at least twice.
At least twice. I mean, because not a lot goes on in our lives. So like I remember you telling me about the terrible things that happened in your week because that's memorable. But if I'm like nothing fucking happened, you know, what is there for me
So
to?
you're saying you're excited that shit has gone awry in my life because it's content? Is that what you're trying to say?
I got the popcorn bucket right over here, man. Like I'm lapping it up.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay, I'm gonna seek out some more chaos then for next week.
Please, yeah.
I want to keep this exciting stuff going.
You gotta let me know. You gotta keep me posted.
I will let you know. You'll be the first to know.
Thank you. Brandon, have you interacted with any media this week?
I don't know. I've been kind of preoccupied.
With like tornadoes and shit, even a little bit busy.
Yeah. It's been. I mean, I've been out of power for like half this week. It's back though, and it's better than ever.
Ooh.
Thank God I can replug in. I was really having a rough go.
Had to
not being able
was
to.
going on the Blueskis.
I've been wanting to check my Twitter to see what I will like missing out on a lot of good stuff on Twitter. I'm just kidding. I don't have a Twitter, but it's all right. It wasn't that bad not having internet. It was kind of nice in some ways.
I can imagine. I tried to make a Blue Sky account last night, not to like become part of social media again, but just like I was literally just gonna post art onto it. But somebody's already snagged the username Topcat, yo. They haven't posted. They've just followed a bunch of people.
Who is this monster?
I don't know, but there's already a Topcat, yo, on Blueski.
You called dibs.
I mean, I assumed that I would be the only Topcat, yo, but I don't know if this is a person.
Hanna-Barbera gave you the rights. You use it more than them.
I don't know if this is the only Topcat, yo, but this is the first time there's ever been another Topcat, yo.
Let's go bully this person until they delete their account. Everybody, work together on this. Let's bring the community together for something good.
So I don't know what that's about, but anyways. So I haven't made a Blue Sky yet, and
okay,
I'm okay with that.
Maybe they stopped you from getting into social
They
media.
might have, yeah, because like I wasn't gonna like post on it. I wasn't gonna follow anybody. I was just gonna post my art and
sure.
But I don't, I don't wanna.
It was a lapse in judgment, and luckily, you were steered away from making that mistake.
That's right. I did post the entirety of Waterlogged on my website, although I think I'm gonna have to redo it, just because it seems to crash mobile anytime I try to look at it.
Just too good. They're trying to silence us.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try and
being canceled because comedy is just not legal anymore.
No one likes comedy anymore, you guys. And tell you what,
can't even say anything.
You know who's gonna be the real advocate for free speech? Is fuck that guy. Anyways,
yeah.
I've seen a lot of people talk about like they've quit Twitter. Like a lot of people seem to have quit Twitter who used to be on Twitter. A lot.
It's not like so like there's certain things like I understand that Facebook is a terrible, like not even like just morally, but just as like it doesn't really offer much anymore. It's like it's ads, it's AI slop, it's bullshit.
It's none
the
of my
stuff you want to see is like buried, and then like the people who actually like sit. I mean, obviously this is maybe like my experience with it. It's not 100%, but for me, most of the people who are actively using it are like this kind of like some person from like high school with like the worst takes. So it's like there's nothing there for me. It's not hard to hang on to it. Though I haven't deleted my Facebook yet because like my nieces and nephews are like I basically have it whittled down so I just see pictures of like family and that's pretty much it.
That's how you want it.
But Twitter, there's just no redeeming factors. Like it's just like a playground for like weird
fascists,
fringe horrible groups to just like build communities.
Yeah.
It seems like. And it's like, it doesn't matter what you're subscribed to. Like, you log on and the first thing you see is like a picture of like, or like a video of like people beating somebody up, or like,
Jesus.
like, here's somebody falling out of a window in a building. And all the, it is just like, what the fuck is this? I don't like, it's like, you know, like, I can't think what that website is where it was just people fighting. It's like that. It's like
World Star?
Yeah, it's like World Star. It's like Faces of Death. It's like snuff videos. It's like Nazis. It's just like like why am I here? Like there's nothing here for me. This is all gross shit that I'm not interested in.
Jesus.
I don't know. So I'm just like, bye.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I got off Twitter before it ever got sold to. Before that was even like a discussion. Instagram was the last to go. I talked about quitting social media a million times. I'm basically like an advocate, an open and like loud advocate for quitting social media. And I've seen like 3 videos recently. Maybe the Eddie Burback one is not so recent, but there's the Eddie Burback one where he got rid of his phone and like he complained about, and like the end of the video, like the conclusion is basically it wasn't his phone that was making him miserable, it was social media. And yeah, I think that just in general, social media has become way too poisonous and just awful. It poisons your fucking brain and your willpower. And
it does.
Yeah, I just see a lot of people talking about they've quit Twitter now, which I think is one of the big ones to quit, because Twitter's like so immediate and like the big one, I would say. So that's why Blue Sky isn't like mimicking. I mean, aside from TikTok, I guess TikTok's the other big one. And I don't know what to do about that one, but
that one I like a little bit more because it seems like the algorithm. Like I think there was a time that Twitter was actually decent.
Yeah, me too. I used to love Twitter. It was like my favorite.
But I think the algorithm of TikTok is pretty responsive to the things you actually want to see.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who are like
that I'm getting fed a bunch of stuff I don't want. It's kind of giving me what I'm asking for. And if I get something a little bit like, if I start to get things that are a little bit like slop, I'm like, that's my fault. I got distracted by like a, like a Karen video. So now I'm getting like people arguing, and I'm like, I'm just gonna not engage with those anymore, and then they instantly go away again. Like,
that's how you do it.
It responds pretty well. At least mine does. I don't know.
I just I like choosing what I'm gonna watch next. I'm old school like
That's
that,
fair.
I guess, but I don't like the idea of like I'm being just fed whatever. I like
That's fair.
preparing, and I also just like watching longer videos, I guess. I don't know, I really enjoy a nice like 3-hour deep dive. Yeah, I don't know.
That's very reasonable. That's a reasonable take.
Yeah.
I go there for a very specific thing. I just, when I want to watch like 10 minutes of funny, like just basically like sketches that like amateur people are like writing and like acting out themselves. That's kind of what I consume there.
That's great.
And it's usually the same people. Like you follow certain creators.
Yeah.
And then you get their stuff.
I do have some movies I've seen recently I can talk about.
Okay.
Do you want to hear about
Do it?
Cool. Yeah, 1 second. I just want to check one thing.
God, I can't wait to hear what it
You're
is.
gonna be so
I've
thrilled.
been watching stuff, but it's basically been the same stuff that I've been talking about for like series.
Severance,
so I don't really have new stuff to add. No, Severance is done, at least this season.
Nice.
It's been like the studio, the rehearsal.
Yes, that's what you're talking about. Yeah.
Survivor. That's
Pretty good.
about it. Yeah, good stuff. But I've just kind of been watching the same seasons, so I don't really have new stuff to say about them.
Gotcha. Well, we've had some very slow days at work lately. Not sure why, but they have been quite slow. So, ooh, my volume was turned down. Anyways, so my coworker Bill and I, we have watched some movies recently on his laptop at work, which I'm sure my boss hates, but like we have nothing to
I'm
do.
surprised. I'm like, I feel like you get in trouble for wearing.
Oh, we pause the video and like hide the
surprised.
window when he starts to get near, but like it's a big warehouse ass building, so you know.
Yeah, sure. I've been there.
So we've watched Down Periscope and Logan's
Oh wow.
Run.
I've seen Down Periscope. I have not seen Logan's Run.
So
Logan's
Down,
Run. Oh,
yeah.
sorry. Go ahead.
Well, let's talk about Down
you-
Periscope because we watched that first. Also, hello, Mad Lad. Welcome, welcome. Glad to have you here.
Oh, we were just talking about you.
Yes, we were. But Down Periscope, let's talk about it. You've seen it.
Yes, not in many years, but I did see it when I was younger. Little Kelsey Grammer.
Little Kelsey Grammer action
Right.
going on. That's right. What'd you think of it?
I used to like it. I thought it was fun. Got some. I don't know if it holds up.
I liked it. I thought it was
Does it have a
overall-
Rob Schneider in it?
It does have Rob Schneider in it. He's the bad guy and he gets booted off the ship fairly early into the movie.
Right. He's like the mole on their ship, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
He's helping because they're doing like war games, right?
Exactly.
And he's kind of like, okay, that's
Yep.
right. I remember now.
You remember pretty well, but yeah, that's the movie.
I like that movie.
I like it.
Or at least
I enjoyed it.
I liked it when I saw it last, like 15 years ago.
I thought it was pretty good. I enjoyed it.
It's the only other movie I've ever seen the actress who plays Mary Swanson in. I thought she did good.
Yeah. Mary Swanson from Dumb and Dumber. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she plays like an admiral, or like she's I forget what her role is exactly, but she's like the navigator of the ship in a way. But you know, I thought it was a good movie overall. It was very fun, enjoyable. For a movie that came out, what I assume is in like the early 90s.
Yeah, I think so.
They pull like one pretty like sexist prank on the admiral, but then after that they all treat her just like anybody else on the ship. So you know, overall, I think that's at least fairly progressive in a way. That they've
What was the prank?
They've made her uniform super tight and like small when she had to like show up for the first like sort of like attention lineup, sort of like squad. What's the word I'm looking for? It's like when the squad is like reporting for duty essentially for inspection.
I don't know what that's called, but I do know what you mean.
Yeah, so they make her uniform too small, and you know that's embarrassing. But then like for the like that's it. They leave her alone then, and then they pretty much treat her like any other crew member on the ship, which is cool.
Just some sexist hazing, but you know,
yeah,
feels more like normal hazing if they only do it once and then leave her alone.
Exactly. Yeah. And it feels like it's sexist hazing because it's like that was an easy target for the hazing more so than it was like let's do it cause
Man, I miss the days of bullying, you know?
Dude, I love hazing, dude. Like the last time we hazed somebody so hard, dude, like he was not waking up and we were like, dude, get up. He did not wake up. It was so fucking funny.
It's hilarious, dude.
Dude.
Like by the time he finally woke up, there was irreparable damage done.
Dude,
it was so
oh my
funny.
God. He did not wake up. Like it was so cool. Like he never woke up, dude. Like it was awesome.
He's dead. He died.
We're still hazing him like he has not woken up.
Yeah, dude. But when he wakes up, it's gonna be so funny, bro.
Dude, it's gonna be so funny when he wakes up.
Bro, he's gonna laugh and laugh.
Dude. He smells real bad now.
Yeah, kind of unrecognizable.
Yeah, he's like a skeleton now. He's hazing us a little bit back.
Yeah. But dude, it's gonna be so worth it.
So when he wakes up, he's gonna be like, "What?
You got me, bro!"
Dude. Anyway, so yeah, that was overall I enjoyed Down Periscope. I thought it was fun.
Kind of felt like it feels like Police Academy.
It's a little Police Academy. It's a little Happy Gilmore. Kelsey Grammer isn't like, they act like Kelsey Grammer isn't playing by the rules a whole lot, but it doesn't seem like he's doing anything too crazy rambunctious, like but maybe that's because like in military standards he is being like a little scamp, I don't know, but
And he has a tattoo on his penis.
That's right. He does have a tattoo on his penis. That's a joke.
It's like a big part of the story that they get into.
It gets referenced once in the beginning, and then it's like called back at like the final line of the film. But otherwise,
okay, maybe not a big part, but it's referenced more than once at least.
I think they reference it maybe once in the middle, like around the time that they have to like turn the power off and act like a bird to get to fool the other submarine.
Oh yeah, a whale.
Yeah.
You said a bird.
Well, you know, a bird underwater would be pretty wild, right? He's making bird ass noises, but it is like a whale. But he sounds like a. He's also like doing like.
It's that isn't it? Yeah, yeah. So that's another reason it feels very Police Academy. They got that guy who does the weird sounds. He drinks
the piss
right?
in Dumb and Dumb. We have 2 Dumb and Dumber alummers in the movie.
Dumb and Dumb Delummers. And then we got the guy who's like the electrician.
Yes.
Can't think of that dude's name. I like him. He's in a lot of stuff, but I don't know his name. He's kind of one of those like comedic actors who's in the background of a lot.
He's in Reno 911 a lot as that guy who's like.
I know.
They always show up to his house and he's got like the kiddie pool.
Yeah. He's like drunk. He's in the movie. He's the one that.
He is in the movie.
Like have a nice suck fest, assholes.
yeah.
It's one of my favorite lines of the movie, to be honest.
Man, I haven't seen that movie in a minute. I should watch that again.
Me and Morgan during COVID watched all. We went.
You watched all of Reno 911?
911. We watched seasons and seasons, and there was like new stuff too that we hadn't seen because they made like a few movies and been on a weird, like a few streaming services.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How are the Quibi episodes?
That was good.
I imagine. The show wasn't as good after they killed off like a bunch of the main characters and like had a new cast. It was like really weird.
Yeah, it's strange. But you know, whatever.
Yeah.
The old stuff holds up pretty well.
Still fun as hell. Great concept for a show.
Yeah.
Boy, the guys who made an improv cop movie like Reno 911, who could have seen that coming?
I know. Not me.
Not I, said the fly. Anyways, so let's talk about Logan's Run.
Fly spoke to you, bro?
Which I saw this morning.
Fly said words to you?
A fly, not
You're
I.
burying the lead. This is crazy shit.
Dude, like, to get off of it, this is bugs talk to me. Like, it's not a big deal.
What? You have the ability to speak to bugs, and we've never discussed this?
Dude, they're so loud. There's so many bugs, and they are all shouting. Like, they're all like, ew, what is that? That's gross. Ew, what's that? That's gross. Every bug is saying that all the time.
They're disgusted all the time?
They're all grossed out constantly.
Oh, man.
Dude, bugs hate being bugs.
So they're self-aware that the things that are normal to them are gross to them?
Every 5 minutes, they're like, oh my god, I could get eaten by like the grossest thing you've ever seen, like any minute. And they're all freaked out constantly by that fact. Yeah. They hate it.
Okay.
It's not fun being a bug.
I'm enough. That's all I want to hear about as far as bugs talking go.
They should have made a Bug's Life a horror movie.
It wasn't?
In a way, it was. Anyways, Logan's Run was good.
Real quick before you get into that.
Yeah.
Which Doom monster should I do next?
You should do a Hell Knight.
Oh, Hell Knight, you got it.
Or a Baron from Hell, either or. Like they're the same thing.
Okay.
Just one's brown, one's red. Do the red one. They're cooler. They're the Baron of Hell.
Red Hell Knight. Got it. The Baron of Hell Knight.
That's right. That's right. They also make less cool noises, the Hell Knights. The Barons of Hell are just generally better, but they're also the stronger monster. The Hell Knights were made to be more cannon fodder anyways.
Got it. These are the big goat fellas.
Yeah.
That are wearing trousers and dress shoes.
They're doing they're wearing the Dave Chappelle outfit from that Daydreaming sketch where he's like doodle-doo.
The specific reference.
I got a lot of specific Chappelle Show references on deck.
Sure.
That was a great show.
Great show.
And Dave Chappelle got weird.
Tell me about he did. Now his jokes are just here's what I think about this marginalized group of people.
Yeah. I'm not really telling jokes. I'm just complaining now.
I just don't like people different than me.
Yeah.
It's like these people saw George Carlin and they just didn't understand why he was good.
Yeah. It's like, no.
He's giving his thought and he's edgy. I could do that. And it's like, no, there's still jokes in there. You understand?
Yeah, he's still being funny.
Tell me about Logan's Run. Give me the quick, like, before you dig into it, what's the concept of this film?
Okay, so Logan's Run, it's in like the far future, or maybe not the so far future anymore, but it's in the future, and it's in this like utopian society. And what you learn is that, fairly quickly, is that everybody, once you turn the age of 30, you participate in this ritual where you explode, with the idea that you're going to be renewed. And there are these people who don't want to explode when they turn 30. So there are these police officers called Sandmen who go after these people who don't want to explode. They're called runners. And then they explode them or make them jump or just make them kill themselves. Like in the beginning of Logan's Run, it's Logan and his cop buddy, and they're chasing after a runner, and they just kind of mess with him and like are playing with him, and then he just commits suicide, and then they're like, haha, what a fun job we have. Anyways, and then Logan essentially, he's 4 years away from having to explode himself, and he meets this lady who has like this symbol on her neck, and like the runner who he killed had this symbol on his neck. It's an Anka. And he talks to the Sandman computer about the Anka, and then the Sandman computer puts him on a special assignment and then takes away all of his remaining years and says, you're a runner now. Okay, good luck. Find the place where all the runners are trying to go to, and then, you know, we'll find them. And then that's the movie. And then Logan's a runner, and that's what the movie's about. Then he's on the run.
When was this movie made, do you think? 70s, 80s?
It was 1975 it came out.
Okay. I thought it was a 70s movie. So you said the name, and I was trying to think. I thought I knew what it was, and it was what I was thinking of. I haven't seen it, but I've just seen it referenced.
Family Guy referenced it. That was my main window into it.
That's true. Is that the one where Brian has like a crystal in his hand?
Yes. They have crystals in their hands, and that tells you when your like time is up, essentially, and you have to explode.
Okay. So that, yes, I've seen it referenced, but
yeah,
I haven't actually seen it. How'd you like it? I like 70s sci-fi. It's like sometimes it's fun because it's like 70s movies are just kind of like weird as shit to begin with.
Yeah.
Like it's like, how is this funded? What the fuck? Why does this exist?
This movie went through development hell, apparently. So
weird sci-fi sometimes, but
yeah.
You sound like you're a little bit like meh on it.
No, I liked it. It was good. It definitely. I wish I was able to see it more in the context of when it was released, because so many of like its concepts and like everything it does feel very dated now, because everything else has like taken from Logan's Run. But I do feel like, what, like, for the time period, like before Star Wars even, like Logan's Run was doing a lot of really cool and impressive things, both in terms of like special effects, but like in terms of storytelling and all of that stuff. Like the special effects for the movie, especially again if you view them in the context of the mid 70s, are pretty impressive. Like, and a lot of it was just practical or camera trickery, but there was a lot of really good special effects for that time period in the movie, and like really impressive sets too. One thing that was impressive, especially for today, because nowadays every movie set is basically like 30 feet of ground and then a green screen and then a bunch of shit added in post as CGI. And in Logan's Run, there's just these enormous locations and sets, and I looked, and they apparently like shot this movie in like a bunch of different like places, like in Texas and in California, and in like a sewage like hydroelectric plant and other various places. But
that's cool.
They also built like full sets on 11 different sound stages, and like the sets are very impressive, and like they found some really interesting, like when they didn't build the set, they had these really interesting locations to shoot. There's this really well-made miniature of the whole city that the movie takes place in, or you know, that part of the, you know, however much of the movie takes place in like this one part of the city. There's a giant miniature of it that they use to like kind of show the place, and it's like it definitely shows its age. It's scrappy in a way because like the camera is like going along this, again, very well made miniature, but like the camera isn't fully moving perfectly smooth because it's being held by like a person, and then the technology's not there for like a perfectly smooth gimbal and like dolly sort of effect.
Yeah.
But the miniature is well made. It's fun. It's cool how it's constructed, and the movie makes really cool sets, and like the special effects are interesting, if like a bit primitive, because again they kind of didn't have the crazy shit that we have nowadays. But what they really made good use of what they could. It's a weird movie, but it's fun. I will say it's a very strange movie because it's basically about this hedonistic society, and then these two people escape, and then they discover monogamy, and then come back to this society, and then like that, you know.
They're trying to do something bigger than just make a fun sci-fi world. They're like, let's make it. It's got to be a metaphor for
something like that. Like I don't think that was what they.
Relationships.
I don't think that's necessarily what they were going for, but it does. At one point, it does feel a little like almost propagandish in a way. I was kind of like, what is this, like propaganda for the family unit or some shit?
Exactly.
But it's fine. It's still
that weird, that monologue at the end where Logan goes on and on about how you know, you need to there needs to be a mother and a father for a family to actually
and the mother
function.
has to stay home and the father has to go to work. And,
exactly. It was a weird kind of, it kind of took me out of everything.
Yeah.
But
and then especially when they looked at me and pointed at me and said, "You, Ian, this lesson is for you." That felt strange. I didn't like that part of the movie.
This is weird. But it's impressive how they were able to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't see that in movies these days.
Crazy. But yeah, you know, it's a good movie though. It was fun. It was an interesting sci-fi 70s movie. If you like sci-fi 70s, this is probably one of the best ones I've seen.
Oh, cool. I do love that. I'll have to watch this.
Yeah, I highly recommend. If you're into 70s sci-fi, like this is probably one of the best I've seen. I've seen a fair amount. I am
like when.
Sorry,
I'm cutting you off. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, whenever we do like bad movie night, not that I'm claiming this is a bad movie, but we all have different ideas of what peak bad movie is, or what, you know, maybe when I use bad movie that's offensive. I mean, like, you know, anyways,
it kind
I
of transformed from
camp.
bad movie night into just weird movie night. Like we were looking for weird or just any movie night. It was kind of just movie night.
Yeah. But I always look for, I mean, I traditionally do look for a bad movie, but I'm just saying this is kind of like, we all have our different types. I prefer to find camp. I like things that are like older, and they're just kind of like interesting to watch because like all the handmade stuff and the weird sets and just the shit that you wouldn't see done now. Yeah. We have like Austin that like loves like, or Zone Dog in the chat who loves like when
big budgets go wrong.
Budget got too big, and then you just, to him the fascinating part is just seeing like what they did with their money and how they mismanaged it, and just like this giant bloated thing that got like this huge budget and
yeah,
weird things happen because of it.
He loves an expensive train wreck.
You like, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I want to say you like to like dig in the bin and find just like something no one has ever watched before. Like you find something at the bottom of Amazon that probably has like under 3-digit views total of the viewership of Amazon, and that's what you want to watch.
That is correct. I think you're pretty. I'm looking for the diamonds in the rough.
Then Xenoots looks for like the gauntlet. He wants something to kind of physically hurt us emotionally, mentally. He's like, this looks like the work. Like he takes bad movie at night as a challenge. He looks for something that's like
unwatchable. Like
the people who made it should have gotten to the end of the thing and they should have been like, we have to throw this away. Like we can't show this to people.
Did you know they made a sequel to the Murders at Bloodfart Lake?
I did hear that, but I will not be watching it. Will not be watching.
They bring back the character that we hated the most in the movie.
Of course they do. She probably made it or something. Like, why did she get so much screen time?
I don't know. Can't hear stream, but popping back in with more love. Hold on, let me do this real quick for the stream.
Hopefully your gig is doing well.
Right
Going well.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, hopefully the gig's going well. But yeah, I think your assessments are all pretty accurate into the group. Kyle is just kind of along for the ride. I feel like Kyle never really.
He's not really one to suggest. He just wants somebody to give him something.
Yeah.
Sometimes he does, but
Kyle, I think
this is something my dad likes, and that's his barometer.
Yeah, that is true. Kyle's often like lens through a lot of the bad movies is like, my dad watched this, but I think Kyle is also less interested in the bad movies and more so interested in just the movies.
Yeah, he just wants to hang out, which we all do. But,
yeah, that's why we're there.
His main. But yeah, I don't know. So, anyways, the point I was making is, I just really like. I like that old camp. I love 70s sci-fi. I like things that are like, you're looking at, like, how much like handmade effort went into this. I mean, I guess CGI and weird effects, it's still handmade, but I like the
I do love practical, man.
Kind of things.
Practical effects are nice.
Not just because they're cool, but it's just fascinating to watch it, even in a bad movie, where it's just like you see the brush strokes.
Yeah,
it's very interesting.
One thing I love about practical effects is there is the aspect of like magic almost, where you're like, how'd they do that? Like with CGI, you're never like, how'd they make that happen? It's like, oh, they told the computer to do it. They made the computer do water physics. But like with practical effects, it's like, oh my god, how did they get that water to react like that specific way? Like, what do they do? And that's great.
Yeah. Like a good example of one that I really enjoyed that was a terrible movie was the He-Man movie, live action one that we watched.
Yeah,
like Skeletor you just see as like a man in a skeleton mask. Like, it's weird. Like his eyes underneath his weird skeleton like mask. It's really strange to look at because he's supposed to be a skeleton.
That's right.
I don't know.
It's pretty great.
And I love that because it's just
that.
like somebody made this choice, and it's just a physical thing. That's just, he's wearing a weird mask the whole movie. Or
it's like in the Hercules TV show we've been watching. When the weird like putties that were summoned by Hera dive into the ground to burrow to another place, like there was a bit of that.
Super
like
fun effect.
Very fun effect, probably diving into like water covered in schmutz or whatever, but like it's cool because you're like, whoa. You have to think about how did they do that for like at least a little bit, and that's like the magic. There's magic.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a lot of what I like, is just seeing how they solve problems with a low budget. Like, how are you going to make this? They come up with the idea before they come up with how they're going to do it on screen, right?
Yeah.
Like, they wrote down these guys dive into the ground, and they're like, all right, how do we fucking do this and make it look believable?
And somebody has to problem solve that with like practicality, and then like create like a chemical or like a device or like some sort of like environment like that is like curated to like allow the sequence of events to happen that way. And that's just, you know, there's like science and magic happening, and I treasure that.
I treasure it as well.
I treasure it.
Hercules has a lot of, I like how they solve a lot of their problems. Whenever he fights a monster, they like to have the monster be off screen, and then he fights parts of it, like a claw comes on the screen or a tentacle.
Yeah.
They love to do snake-like monsters because it's very easy for him to grab a
little wiggly tail
body and swing it around. And then they don't show the whole snake when he's swinging it, and then they show it like flying across the room after he throws it. Wow. We got
letting this sub
people
roll
in the
on
chat
over.
hanging out.
Whoa.
Oh, that's awesome. You hear that?
Let this sub roll on over. Matty F. Glad to have you here.
TTS. I love
the TTS did work.
Not often, but people do it.
I love to hear it.
Love it. There's that. You can also use it. There's a TTS thing underneath that you can pay bits for if you want to.
Whoa.
The real like curse of that, and this happens on big channels too, from what I've seen.
I see it all the time.
Is like you either make it free and it's just pandemonium, or you charge bits for it and just nobody uses it. And that's true on even like streams where there's like thousands of people watching. It's just, but it is down there.
I know Doug charges $3 for TTS, and that's like his main breadwinner right there is the TTS.
Oh, that's cool. But there's that option. There's the thing below the screen. But yeah, you can also do like Prime subs if you have them. Then that way, it's free for you. It just costs Jeff Bezos. You know, he won't be able to. He's gonna have to wait a little bit longer to take some random celebrity into space.
I was gonna make that new electronic truck. Have you seen about that truck, by the way?
He's. I think we talked about it last week, or somebody talked about it to me recently.
We might have talked about it because I'm actually pretty psyched about it because like $20,000 for EV is it's pretty good. I mean, it's not directly being made by Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos just invested in the company, but which is still a bummer.
I mean, these guys aren't making anything, right?
No, God no.
Like
never.
The billionaires aren't making. They don't make things.
I don't know if Jeff Bezos made Amazon, but like Elon hasn't made shit.
Yeah.
But
he might have made what Amazon was in the beginning. And there's maybe something to be said about that, but he's not making, you know, he's what it is today. I don't think he had much to do with.
Yeah.
Besides saying yes and no and moving money around.
Yeah.
But yeah, a affordable EV would be great.
I would love
it. Let's get that going.
Anyways, I'm drawing a little icon of sin back there. Brandon, do you want to take a quick break while I refill my water? My Walter White. Cool.
Let's do it. Fill your Walter White.
Yeah, we're just gonna probably draw this drawing for the rest of the episode, right? I think we can kind of.
Yeah, I'm having fun with it. I'm enjoying trying to.
I like it.
I'm going from the sprites because I think.
That's also.
Is there a little bit more ambiguity?
Ambiguous.
Say the. That's the word. Thanks, Ian.
You're welcome. I like your Kako demon. It looks
Glad
great.
I had you here. That's my favorite one too.
Yeah, I mean it's the iconic.
All right, we'll be right back.
Yeah, we'll be back. Bye. We're back.
All right. Oh yeah. Real quick before we jump back into it, I do want to take a peek at the chat. Okay. I saw Mad Lad says these are some Dark Ages I see. Yes, referencing Doom Dark Age,
which I finally got installed.
Where it is. It's out. It's very fun. I'm slowly working, having a great time. It's similar but different. It's pretty cool. I do, you know, we've talked about it many times. I do wish, I do like how the original one felt a little bit more grounded. I mean, for being a weird,
I missed that
fantastical, spooky, you know, weird thing. But it's getting a little more away from that still. But it is still very fun.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of like when
you're basically like becoming like a god.
Oh, okay.
And everything's very kind of like dramatic, which is cool and all, but I liked being this just like this brute that's just like breaking things apart and like smashing your way, like pushing your way through, pulling
not caring.
Doors open, not caring. Yeah, you still don't care, but now you're just like, I don't know.
You have a prophecy on you.
It feels like we're at the like full like peak of the power fantasy now, where you're just like this. Everything is scared of you.
Yeah.
And you're just an unstoppable force type thing. I don't know. It's still cool though. I like it a lot.
I feel that.
Leviathan Den says, "Oh, sorry. I want to hear your take too."
Oh, I really enjoyed Doom 2016 like a lot. It's probably one of my favorite shooters of all time. But then one thing that really bummed me out, and this is kind of like you can kind of take this towards just sort of the general design aesthetics of the newer Doom franchise as a whole, but like when like power-ups started being floating icons and stuff, that's when I started to get bummed out, because again, you were talking about how it was very grounded, and I appreciated the groundedness of it because it made the power fantasy feel better. The moment you start turning it into a full-ass video game, then like what's the point of the power fantasy? Because I'm now aware that I'm a power fantasy in the fiction, but if you make that, like if you keep that sort of fourth wall going, the power fantasy feels like more legit. Like the people you're saving feel a bit more real because you didn't say like grab a floating purple glowing icon that rotated in the like little hover animation right before you save them or something like that. So.
Yeah, we've agreed on that exact same thing before, that we just like miss like when you found a new shotgun, you found like a corpse that was holding onto it, and you like rip it out of their hands that are, you know, and like that was the game, and everything was kind of found that way, and you're like ripping like things apart and building a gun out of them,
and it wasn't done for the sake of just like it's more realistic so it's better. They use those as an opportunity to develop your character. Like the reason we know that Doomslayer doesn't give a shit is because in the first game you had to like rip the key card off of a neck and you saw him be like, oh, key card, and then just like walk away. Like you know, he's like you got that. Like I love. And like this is sort of like a very very niche sort of thing, but like when like Hardcore Henry and the new Doom both kind of came out around the same time, and they were doing this thing where it's like you have this silent protagonist who you're watching through their perspective, and they're not talking, but their personality is still portrayed through like their actions and like how they like do things, and that was always fascinating because it's subtle and it's nuanced, and I like that.
Totally. They really illustrate Doom guys not caring in Doom 2016 so perfectly within the first like 30 seconds.
Yeah. You
leave the first room and there's that screen, and once again, instead of like the future games where it's just like a pop-up on your screen and the voice, there's like a physical screen that's telling you like, warning, do not go any further, and he just like
tosses it.
He could have just like walked past it, but he like destroys the screen. He like swats it out of the way and like breaks it. And then he heads off, and that just sets the tone of the game of he's just like, I don't care. I'm not scared.
I'm
just
here
gonna
to fuck demons up. I don't care. Like, and I love that.
Don't waste your time warning me, because I'm just gonna like, I'm just going.
Yeah.
Oh, and I'm unstoppable. This
isn't my first person shooter game. This may be a first person shooter game, but this ain't my first. So I'm fucking the screen up. I'm not listening. Like I love, for instance, when you're like trying to stop the power source that's powering hell, and you find it, and Sam Hayden's like, okay, just shut it off, and you stomp it and you break it.
Yeah.
And then you go to the next one, and because there's 3 obviously, because it's like it is a video game, but like there's the next one, and he's like, okay, I know you broke the first one, but please listen to me. You didn't. You stomp it again. And then you go to the third one, and he's like, I don't think I'm gonna get through to you, but can you please not break? Stomp. And
it's great.
It's perfect. Like, and because
they continue to do some of that through the franchise. Oh, go ahead.
No, I just go ahead. Like I've made my point. I'm just circling.
I do like in Doom Eternal, even though it is like the next game and it's kind of getting away from that. I do like the whole like. There's still a lot of that.
There is
where,
that
like,
one big cutscene where
you shoot yourself into the moon, or and they're like, "Nah, you probably shouldn't do that." And you're just like,
you break the moon.
Launch.
That is cool. Awesome. Like for the first half of the game, all of that personality is completely missing though, and then all of a sudden you do meet up with Samuel Hayden after he has imprisoned you, and you're just like fucking busting in and like walking through this like big research facility, and everyone's just like, oh please don't do that, and you're just like trudging through them like you're going to Sam Hayden, and you're just like there the personality comes back, but it's like halfway through the game. And then, like, you still kind of keep that a little bit with, like, destroying the moon and all that stuff. But, you know, and before that, like, there's a whole scene where, like, somebody, like, has a full-ass monologue to your character, and he stands there and he listens. And it's like, what are you doing? This is, like, the opposite of what I liked about the Doom guy. Why
he doesn't listen.
Why is he letting this guy monologue? There's a lot of cringe
He's just an unstoppable force. And, you know, everyone's kind of afraid of him because he's just this thing that just goes and he's not stopping.
Exactly. So
Doom Dark Ages, like I said, I'm not even halfway through yet, but I'm enjoying it a lot, but it is lacking some of that narrative stuff that I love so much, some of the physicality that I love so much. You're basically like, without spoilers, too intensive spoilers, they might get into it but later, but they haven't yet, like a third of the way through. But you're like, still don't know your origin, at least even though it's a prequel. But when the game starts, you're basically like a weapon that's being utilized by this like ancient group, and everybody knows of you, and you're just basically this thing that's like sent in.
Interesting.
You're like shot like a bullet at war zones, and then you're just called back when they're done using you. That's kind of how it starts.
Interesting.
And things seem to kind of change, but everybody knows of you and is like, get out of his way, like he's doing his thing type thing.
So is this actual future or is this actual past?
So it's past in regards to what we know of the Doom guy, but it's also like we don't really know where this stuff takes place, right? Like Mars is thrown around sometimes, but like also like it seems like you're from like another dimension or space, or maybe you got sent to another dimension. I don't know the story. I really don't. Somebody like maybe you know.
Well,
I don't know.
When I played Doom 2016, the vibe I got was that you were reincarnated from Doom 2, essentially. Like, something happened after Doom 2. I kind of enjoyed the fact that it seemed like you were continuing from the original Doom games, which was really fun as a vibe. And that's
assumption.
And that's why your character was like so pissed off all the time, is he's just like, I did this already, you know? And so, they've been kind of retconning that with Doom Eternal, where they kind of made the comics the canon, which are also canon to the Doom original Dooms, sort of. But like, I don't know. Everyone was like super hype about it when they found out that like the rip and tear thing was in Doom Eternal, and like, I don't know, I thought its application was kind of cringy. I was kind of like, I feel like my parents are watching me play and like watch an embarrassing TV show or something like that.
So Doom Eternal, I don't remember that well. I played all of it, but I don't remember like the story that much. It didn't really stick with me as much, but maybe you can help me. In Doom Eternal, isn't it like kind of revealed that you've like been like working with like these like there's like ancient warriors that have been like fighting demons, and you're like part of it or something? Like there's all these like giant.
Was that a
like,
thing?
There aren't these
sort
like,
of, yeah,
don't you find like this
you're
ancient
from
like fighter?
Yeah, they
and
do.
There's like
that.
all these ancient like robots like laying around, and giant skeletons of like titans that they've been fighting in the past, and all that.
And that's
shit.
where they like.
I don't really know what's going on.
That's where they stopped making like Doom the canon of the original games for some reason. But it's also weird because I don't know. Because you also have like a monument to your pet rabbit from the original Doom games. So it's like, what canon are you trying to, like, are you just doing fucking Easter eggs, or are you trying to set a canon here? And I don't know.
Where did you get are you just like this, like, are you like Mad Max? Are you just this being that's just fighting, you've existed forever and you're fighting demons and it doesn't matter? I don't know. That's kind of the vibe I get.
It just kind of becomes like the canon is whatever will make us money right now. And so it's like, do you like Easter eggs of the original Dooms? Well, fucking here you go. Here's a monument to your bunny rabbit in your room. And it's like, okay, but that's real in this game now. But also...
So I don't know. Go ahead.
But then also you're an ancient fighter who's like from this civilization, so you can do DLC of... I also didn't play the DLC of Doom Eternal, which
I didn't either.
Probably establishes
I think once I beat
more lore.
Doom Dark Ages, I think I'm gonna replay 2016 and then Eternal. Again.
Did
just,
you 100%?
Like, you know,
Eternal.
Like all the collectibles and stuff.
Yeah.
No.
Or not Eternal. 2016. I'm sorry.
2016 I did. Eternal I didn't.
Yeah,
I've been doing it with Doom Dark Ages. I've been 100% in it so far.
Okay.
But I don't know. I'm not rushing through it. Sometimes it feels like I'm kind of missing out on the actual like tempo of the game by trying to like look for collectibles. So I'm kind of like debating on if I should just knock it off.
What I did was
I keep pausing to like look around the map and like see if we're like haven't picked up like a lore booklet or something. And it's like I should be like just going the tempo of the game's trying to. I should probably play through the level and then go back and find the stuff.
That's what I did. I played through the game and then I went back and
experience it the way it's meant to be experienced.
Yeah, like if I found an Easter egg just like while I was playing, I would go through with that obviously, but otherwise I realized this
what I'm gonna do for the rest of the game.
I realized it about halfway through my playthrough of 2016 that was the vibe for me, and it was worth it.
I'm realizing that right now in this one. But anyways, I have a suspicion. This isn't a spoiler because I don't know, but I kind of suspect this game's gonna end with you being captured in whatever that thing is that you wake up in 2016. That's kind of how I see the game going.
Because then they can keep on putting you in things. Well, also because it leads
I'm
up
just
to
like, this is technically a prequel, and it kind of like lines those up, and they love to do that. They can't just make a prequel that's just like, hey, this takes place before, and that's all. They have to like, and this is the room. Remember this room? You're in it. This is where the next game starts. I don't know. They like to do that shit.
Yeah, they let people.
I don't know.
People either eat that
fun.
up or executives think we do. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if it actually works, but either way, I could see that all happening. I don't know. I've kind of lost track of the plot. I'm just enjoying the games. But 2016 was like, for me, it was what I enjoyed the most. I want more of that.
Yeah, 2016 was peak. Also, I read the lore that you find in 2016, like the little write-ups that they do, and I gotta say, they were pretty compelling reads. Sometimes there's like the like little archive about Sam Hayden, the robot, or whatever the name of the robot is. One of them, I forget which, but it's a compelling read, and it's got like an interesting twist to it, and it's well written, and it's actually worth reading the little lore write-ups in Doom 2016, which is not something you should be saying about like a Doom game, but it's impressive that you can. So Doom 2016 was awesome. I loved every design choice they made. I'm really bummed out that they've been steering away from it for the sake of I
don't know.
Because I guess people were like, dude,
maybe
it's like it's an old video game. And they were like, okay, that's what you like? And then that's what they did. And I don't know. Everyone's been kind of like,
maybe I suspect, just because I see kind of how they seem to be, just because I can see the way it's changing, I could be wrong, but I suspect someone or an algorithm told them that even though it was fast-paced, that Doom 2016 was a little it wasn't fast-paced enough. So it seems like they're just trying to like push it more into just like, room full of enemies, pick up the power-ups, room full of enemies, like, and not like do the beats that
Killer Tofu
kind of added a lot more character.
Yeah,
I don't know.
So is Doom Dark Ages like faster paced than?
It feels like Doom Eternal in like the way that areas and enemies are presented to you, but the actual combat it's a little bit different. It's a lot of it's a lot of parrying and blocking. Most enemies have attacks that can be blocked and parried, and they have different colors to kind of like symbolize like, well, okay, here comes an attack that you can parry. So and they're flying at you from every direction. All of a sudden you see the certain color and you have to react in a certain way to reflect it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that style. The style has changed a little bit, but it feels still like, I don't know, more like, it feels a lot like Doom Eternal in style. I don't know. I'm curious to see what you think, because I feel like your opinions are a little more nuanced. You're more of a scholar of Doom.
I am a Doom scholar if there ever was one. But I'm not even like, I'm not a scholar. I'm a journeyman, if anything. Like, I'm just a traveler of the Dooms thus far. Some people are way more into it than I am, and I respect the hell out of those people. I only could wish I had but the time to divide to give to Doom the way those people do, but I do not.
Yeah.
Because I decided
the last thing I'll say about Doom. No, you're all good. The last thing I'll say is like, it seems like I believe it's a prequel. I mean, that's what they've been saying. But the location is like, it's not familiar. Like, I mean, not that much of Doom is, except for like, I guess Eternal takes place on Earth and 2016 takes place on the moon, and I guess those are locations we're supposed to know. Hell, I don't know if that's another dimension. But all of your locations in Doom Dark Ages are not familiar. It feels like a sci-fi thing. Like there's kind of a medieval vibe, but you're not on Earth. There's a whole different like
galaxy or universe.
You're in like a
solar system. Maybe?
You're in some other universe or something. There's like, it's like medieval looking, but there's like robots around, and there's like these people that are like well established, and some like aliens that they're like interacting with.
I think it's another multiverse.
I mean, wherever you're from, unless they're doing like I don't think they're doing like this was Earth a long time ago. I think you're in like a fully different place. And I don't really know what it is. I guess, yeah, something. I mean, it's all conceptual, so I guess what does it matter? But yeah, different galaxy or different dimension or something. But I mean, there's like humans, but they're not. You're not on Earth. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing.
I'll have to play it and find out what the hell you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you're in a different. The location is a whole different place. It's not anything that's familiar to anybody.
All right. I'm excited to see what the hell is up.
So I don't know. Continuing the chat, Leviathan Dunn says, "Oh hey, you're doing my suggestion. That's neat. Yeah, thanks for the suggestion. It's fun to. They have a lot of characters that are fun to draw, so it's a good one."
Yeah.
Maddie F says, "Guys, I did my homework. I'm ready to record. Hell yes.
Hell
We'll
yes.
be. What he's talking about is our Seinfeld podcast that we're starting. We recorded the first episode to great success. It's not live yet. We're going to build up a small backlog before we put any of them up, but we're recording another one tonight, episode 2. So that's exciting.
That's right.
Mad Lad has a lot to say about Doom. I also really like the way they portrayed Doom Guy's character from his actions. I love the part in 2016 where Samuel tells you to carefully. Okay, exactly what you were talking about.
Oh boy, I didn't even realize
we're just taking a while to catch up.
We're both fans of the same thing, Mad Lad. Yeah, that's funny.
It's a great moment, and that's exactly what I love too. Is just like that's who that character is.
Yeah.
And he never speaks, but he really you know a lot about him and how he solves problems.
Yeah, and how he feels about the whole situation.
Mad Lad says, "How would you say the gameplay for Dark Ages is compared to Eternal in 2016?" I think I described that. Like I think I heard a developer describe the games as the first one is supposed to just be like fast. The second one is supposed to be like vertical, I think, where you can like jump down on things a lot and climb up things a lot. And then they said this one you're supposed to be like a tank, and you're supposed to kind of like move slowly, block and parry. You have a ton of your gunpowder, but you're not flying around as much. I still fly around a lot. I don't know, but it still feels like that's the thing.
I appreciate that they're going for a different style of gameplay every game, because at least like it keeps it varied and it doesn't feel like a why did you bother making this? It's just more of the same thing.
Yeah, you have kind of the same group of enemies for the most part in all the Doom games, even back to the original. So it's kind of fun to have a different way of fighting them in each one.
Yeah. How do you like my icon of sin?
It's great. It looks like it's about to hit me in the face.
It is.
I really like it. I like your like, I don't know, the scribbly kind of line work is cool.
Originally it was going to be like the blue line that I was going to draw over, but I was kind of just like, I don't want to draw this again.
I like it.
Thank
I think it works.
I appreciate that.
Mad Lad says 2016 takes place on Mars, doesn't it? Yeah, I believe so. It might also be in Hell for a little bit.
It's on the Mars base, and you do travel to Hell a couple times. So, yeah. That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah. Cool.
I'm glad we had this discussion.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm enjoying it so far. It's pretty cool. I hope they make more. You know, none of these things are like. You know, I'm still loving it. If I say it's, you know, they're not as good as the one like from 10 years ago, that's not me saying this is bad. It's just I loved that one a lot. So the bar is very high.
It's a high bar, and you know, they've made sort of some design decisions that are antithetical to, I think, what we enjoyed about the direction they were taking 2016 and we're excited about. So that's a bummer, and you know, there's always like that what could have been that we're gonna feel that maybe other people don't feel, because that's not like an aspect of Doom that they cared about, and you know, that's fine.
It's funny how we both kind of have that take. We've talked about this many times, and it's like that's like the thing that sticks with me the most is how much I enjoyed that in 2016.
Yeah, well, I think
I don't know what it is.
I think in general we're very aesthetically aligned, and that's why we work together on a lot of projects, because that's what works.
Hey, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. They're still fun. I'm still enjoying it. I hope they make more. I'll play them all.
Me too. I'm keep playing. Like, I hope they keep putting official expansion packs in their Unity version of Doom, the original, and it's like expansions and sequels, because I'd really enjoy playing those really well-made community packs that they make. There's one that I streamed a couple years ago at this point, that it was a community pack that I felt like the levels were very confusingly designed, and I was getting pretty like pretty tilted. Yeah. But then I ended up like coming back to it and playing it in my own time, and it's actually been probably one of my favorite level packs of Doom, because like they're hard,
that's cool.
but they're
That's
fun.
surprising.
Yeah. Once you get past like some of the confusing layouts, which were only confusing because I just was not paying attention because I was streaming. You know, streamer brain is a very real phenomenon. But once I got past those levels, the levels they had were like interesting and challenging, but in like a fair way, that were like fun, and the enemy variety and like amounts were fun and cool. I just ended up really enjoying that level pack, and I was like, wow, cool. So I do want to stream some more of the OG Doom and its like various bonus content more in the future, but like, God, I gotta get some projects done.
Your audience seems to love the Doom content. You've cultivated a little bit of a group over there.
I got some folks
like
who
that.
show up when I stream Doom, and I love that, and I love to see them and see that they're doing well.
They're dooming well.
They're doing well. They're doing it. They're doing it and doing it and doing it well.
Cool.
Yeah.
I've been playing a few games. I've been kind of hopping around a little. Because I don't know. That's just how my brain works. Call it undiagnosed ADHD. I don't know. I like to play different stuff. I don't. It's at least now I've gotten past the disease of like constantly buying new games to scratch that itch. Now I just like, okay, let's hop around things I own.
Yeah.
But I've been playing a few different things. I've been playing Doom, obviously. I've been playing that gosh, the name is such a mouthful. It's that turn-based game, like Claire
Obscure Expedition 33.
Claire Obscure Expedition.
I think it's pronounced Claire Obscure.
Obscure.
Claire Obscure.
It's very French.
So that's wee.
It's fun. I like it a lot.
I'm interested
really
in
cool.
playing it. You have it on Steam?
It's got someone in our family group does. I don't know who it is.
Oh, I gotta play it. I've been really looking.
I always check because I always like every like probably once a week I go to our Steam and I just hit the refresh on the library. You can see like things that are in the library that are from somebody else.
Yeah.
And that one popped up and I'm like, okay, hell yeah. And I've been playing that. It's great. It's really good. The art's amazing. The fighting's really fun. It's like a lot of modern. I mean, like I haven't played them, but a lot of the recent Final Fantasies I think are doing this too. But it's got that kind of like Paper Mario or like Mario Superstar Sega like style of art turn-based combat where you can still block and like hit back and parry like in real like even when it's the other enemy's turn, which I like a lot.
Yeah. Well, what's been interesting
kind of
is
adds,
that
like,
the Final Fantasy games have been doing full action combat like Devil May Cry lately.
Right, that's true. I did play 7, or the first part of 7, so I do know that.
And 17 or 16 or whichever that like sort of like Game of Thrones
the fantasy
epic
one. Yeah,
one.
I need to play that one.
Me
I
too.
have it on my PlayStation. My brother got it, and I'm able
Play
to like reshare accounts over there. I just haven't played it yet.
I've heard it's great.
Yeah, I need to. But yeah, so they're doing that kind of stuff. But this one's more turn-based, but with that kind of like you can block if you time it right stuff.
Yeah, I think
which
that's
I enjoy
cool.
because it makes them less sleepy. I feel like turn-based games are great and I love them, but I also am just like when it's almost like reading a book. You're like waiting, like I don't know. It's like, you know, it's very there's nothing wrong with it, but you're not doing stuff when it's not your turn.
I agree.
You're waiting around.
You can do some waiting around. I will say my favorite turn-based RPG, Final Fantasy X. The turn-based combat in that, like when you got to the real later levels where like you had to go through these cool third like it's like super secret dungeons in order to like do these like sort of secret side quests to get the ultimate weapons in the game. Would go through these like dungeons or like just sort of locations where the enemies, because of where you're at in the game and where your level was and like kind of how they gated specific weapons off, you like these fights would become these really, because they were so well balanced in the game, they would become these sort of like chess matches. Like, and I remember doing like some of these fights with these monsters in this like turn-based game where like I made the one right move I could do that got me through this fight. Otherwise,
Oh, I just lost your audio. I don't know if everybody else can hear you, but I suddenly can't. Hello, I hear you now.
that does that. That's that thing that like it's been doing. I
just want to make sure it wasn't just a my side thing. But I heard you up to the point where you're saying that the fights were very like you had to do everything just right, or it would have been a fail.
Yeah. And yeah, it felt really good to, you know,
That is a good feeling.
make the only right choice that got me through that fight, and to also have like the sphere grid system in that game is very similar to the Path of Exile like leveling up system, and looks intimidating, but I think it's actually one of the better leveling systems that I've seen. I'm a big fan of it.
Cool.
It works really interestingly, and like there's sort of like, in order to like level up to certain places, you had to like go on these like specific expeditions, and that was cool because it encouraged you to travel to different locations once they open up the map to like really power your character the way you wanted. There's a lot to love about that system. There's a lot to hate about it too, because it was extremely fucking complicated, but at the same time, man, it was, once you really figured it out, really rewarding. And Final Fantasy X, just in my opinion, one of the best RPGs. Like, very underrated. People don't talk about it a whole lot, and I get it.
I've never played it.
The main character is super fucking annoying.
That's the requirement of a Final Fantasy series, right?
Yeah, well, he's super annoying because he's like basically a rich celebrity sports star, and he's like a dickhead, and
Right.
like, but he's also like got just like
Very
the worst,
relatable character.
very relatable. He's also got the worst voice, but then he gets like isekai'd to this like magical fantasy land, and then as he learns about the nature of this place he's been isekai'd to, he matures, and like, you know, like you would hope he would, and then he becomes way less annoying, but also just kind of bland. But you know,
Does he have the Space Jam ending where the fantasy characters drop him off at his basketball game or whatever the fuck at the
no,
end?
Bugs Bunny does
And then
not
R.
turn
Kelly
into
plays.
Jesus. No,
And then everybody, you know, then this character winks at like a fucking like Kokobo or something as R. Kelly plays, and then
no,
that'd be great.
no, I will not.
Aw, man.
I can't say that that's how it ends, but I will not spoil the ending of this game that you can easily sink 200 plus hours into. But it's one of my favorite games of all time. I highly recommend Final Fantasy X. I've been wanting to stream it. I've been wanting to do like a long.
What is it originally on?
PlayStation
Is it on
2.
PC at
It
all?
was a PlayStation
Now?
2 launch title. It is on PC. They have a very
Okay, that'd
wonderful
probably be high for
version
that.
where it's like the original game, pretty much perfectly recreated, all of its faults and flaws, but also its greatness. But all the textures have been sort of higher resed. And I think this was before they had like AI upscaling, so it was probably like a decently done job. And they also have the option to listen to both the original sort of well-made, in my opinion, MIDI sort of score of the game made by Nobuo Uematsu, which is a fantastic score, one of my favorite game soundtracks of all time. They give you the option of listening to either that or having the game soundtrack be a reorchestrated version of that soundtrack with a full orchestra and like everything done with legit instruments, live recording. Really fantastically done recreation of the soundtrack, although some of the songs I prefer the original version more over the reorchestrated, because the more digital aspect of some of those songs is what makes them work, in my opinion. But it's fine. I mean, it's just nice to have the option, and I like hearing the other version because it's like a new way to sort of experience the game for me. But I do actually recommend listening to it with the original soundtrack to anybody who hasn't played Final Fantasy X before, if you're going to play that game of all games. But I recommend it. I love the game. Please play Final Fantasy X. It's great. It's on PC.
I'll play it.
I think one of us...
And the best song on the soundtrack is when R. Kelly plays at the end.
That's right. Let me see. I
Ladies and
think...
gentlemen, Bugs Bunny.
One of us.
believe I can fly. I don't remember how that movie
Believe I can touch the sky.
I don't think Bugs Bunny shows his face. Spaceship drops off Michael Jordan. Everybody's like, cool.
Hell yeah.
Good, he's back. Let's not question the fact that he just came off a fucking spaceship.
We're so happy you're back, Michael Jordan.
Everybody would be screaming and hiding in the stands. They wouldn't be like, oh good, now this baseball game can continue.
Yeah.
With the athlete we were hoping would play the most in this baseball game, Michael Jordan. Oh, your audio's gone. It's gone.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Hello? I need to reinstall voice meter. It's doing that shit again. I don't know, man.
What version of Windows do you have? Not to get into that now.
I don't know, man. When I reinstalled Windows,
11.
I do have Windows 10. But like every time anytime I restart my Windows or like start it fresh after having it shut down, it's like, do you want to do Windows 10 version 6 or Windows 10 version 3? And I'm like,
Here's the thing.
Not normal.
I just updated I'm in Windows 11, but I just updated to like I don't know, like it's a bit of a big jump. Like they made like a bunch of changes apparently. And it warned me right before I did it. It was like, hey, everything's ready to go and this should be smooth except your voice meter drivers. The ones you currently have are gonna fuck up if you don't fix that before you update. Like it put like a stop sign and it was like, hey, you gotta fix your voice meter drivers or you're literally gonna get, it's basically was like, you're gonna get blue screens as soon as it starts up again.
Jeez.
And I'm like, okay. So I looked and there were new voice meter drivers. I reinstalled voice meter and then it was like, all right, you're good to go. And then everything went pretty smoothly. But I don't know if that's maybe what happened. Maybe maybe just look into updating voice meter to its newest thing. You might not have the newest version.
I'll have to check it out.
Just make sure you save all your settings before you update it.
I have a save file of like the perfect setup ready to go.
I save because voice meter is so fickle and wants to break all the time. I literally save it every month and like just like have a file that's like May 2025 voice meter, like, and I update it each month because I don't trust it.
Yeah.
It does so much, but it's also just like the most fickle program. It just
the worst.
breaks.
But I've looked up like alternatives to voice meter and no one's made one. And people have been like, hey,
voice meter is awesome. Like it's the worst, but it does like good shit.
It does a very important job. It's why the show runs half as well as it does, is because of voice meter.
Why I'm able to do any of the stuff I do. Like it basically like gives you the power of a studio like
mixing engineer.
Like, yeah, with nothing. You don't have to buy any equipment to do the power of like all this equipment.
Yeah.
But it breaks a lot.
It's so fucky.
It's like, hey, today I decided to delete all the stuff you've built. You literally, from the ground up, have taken this tool and crossed all these wires and created a giant corkboard of red string that goes across and makes this thing just work exactly the way you want it to. And I decided to delete all that. So you're back at square one. You're like, oh,
thanks.
Why did you do that? And it's like, I don't know. Because I did.
Thanks, voice meter. You have built this kingdom out of sand, and I am the ocean coming to wash it away. Here you go.
That's exactly what it is. Like, hey, you know all that stuff that you very like carefully fine-tuned over the course of like probably like 2 years? I just deleted it.
Yeah.
I hope that's cool.
Your sound's fucked now, and your voice will cut out every 10 minutes now. Once I decide to. So there you go. Happy trails.
But I'm gonna keep using it because it's great.
It does what I need it to do. Yeah.
So great. Anyways.
Voice meter, what hath you wrought?
Mad Lad says, "Alright, Dreblins, I go to slip. Y'all have a good night."
All right, Mad Lad.
You have a good night.
Good to have you
Sleep
here.
well. Have sweet, sweet dreams.
Good to have you here, Mad Lad. Thanks for joining.
Life and Jen says, I have FFX on family share for anyone who wants to give it a go.
I was
One
going
of
to
my
say I
favorite
did
games.
notice it was in our library.
Hey, so I have no excuse now. It's right there waiting for
yeah,
me.
you should play it. You should stream it.
Oh, okay.
It's a fun game.
I will. The other games I've been playing. I've been playing some Enshrouded. It was a game that me and Den tried out a little bit when it first came out, but it was still early access and was missing a lot of stuff. Now it's pretty fleshed out. It's pretty fun. I've been enjoying it. The building is like pretty cool. I like that in games, but building's pretty cool. It's a little tedious because it's like you have the power to build like a whole ass like house that looks like a house and decorate and all that stuff, but it has basically like a Minecraftian system, so you're doing it like block by block. So it's kind of it gives you a lot of freedom, but it also just feels kind of like you have to really like carefully piece by piece it together.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty cool. I might stream some of that. I don't know. I would like to. I've been kind of craving like another server where we can all play something.
Dude, when's Abiotic Factor coming out?
Sometime this summer. I don't know. There's another big update, and then it's coming out after. My guess is it's gonna be closer to like September.
Okay.
In the meantime, I don't know. I was kind of considering Conan might be fun.
Conan could be cool.
Or maybe I don't know. Enshrouded's kind of fun. That might be another one. I don't know. Whatever people want to play. But
what about Core Keeper? I'm sorry. I've stopped. I gotta stop bringing that up. I'm sorry.
Bro, I beat that. Why would I play that again? I've seen all there is to see, and boy, was it great. I'm glad I didn't miss it.
Damn.
I would have been sad if I missed it.
Okay.
What'd you think of the ending?
I loved it.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I like bringing it up because
it's fair. I deserve it. I'm not even mad that you bring it up. Because,
I will stop. I'm sorry. It's
Leviathan Den feeling the guilt too says, "I'm sorry, damn it." No, you're absolved, Leviathan Den. I led you astray. I was the serpent in the Garden of Eden that told Den, "Come on, it's fine. He doesn't even want to play. Come on." That's what happened. I take full responsibility.
It's okay though. I'm not really all that mad.
I know, but still.
I'm a little mad though, but not that mad. But I'm excited for Abiotic Factor. I'm like super hyped for Abiotic Factor actually. I
do think that one. The more I like read about it, I mentioned this like I think last time, but I think it might be more like something that we play through in real time, kind of like we are like with like Schedule 1.
Yeah.
But we could make it like that. Like, hey, Tuesday nights we're gonna play. And whoever wants to be there can be there.
I'm cool with that.
But I'm excited for it. It looks really cool. Or whatever day works better for you. But because that one might be one that we sink a little more time into.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd also like to do Conan. Conan, I was looking at like it has so many like variables you can set for setting a server. It'd be cool to like build some kind of thing with rules, and like we could even be like separate entities, unless it'd be more fun to all work together. I don't know what would be the way to play it.
I'm not sure. It might be fun to like have our own separate kingdoms. I do think we need to turn off like those hordes that come and destroy your shit. Those were awful, and I don't understand what they were. I think they were for like if you have a server with like that could potentially have people on all the time. I don't know.
Yeah, it's for like a big server, because Conan has like servers where there's like probably 30 people playing, and they're all spread out across the map, and they all have their own bases, and they're kind of, and I imagine it's for that, right? Keep it like looking alive and everything.
I assume, yeah.
There's some stuff in the DrawBomb draw along, and I don't know if it's our people. It might be. I think I keep it hidden, but I'm not sure.
Oh, I like that drawing.
No, it's public. We got some randos in here, but it was fun.
That's a fun drawing. I like it.
Yeah. I drew the main drawing, but then we got a rando who drew like a really cool dog.
I like that dog. Let's go to it real quick.
Yeah, let's take a look. I usually keep it just for our viewers, but maybe it's fun to leave it open. I don't know.
It could be prone to abuse, unfortunately. This was a lucky one.
That's the thing. We're live on the stream. I don't want people drawing like hate symbols or weird shit.
Exactly, yeah. But that's a good dog.
Yeah, great dog.
Looking good, Bub the dog says. So it's like somebody who drew a nice drawing to compliment your nice drawing, and I think that's really cool.
Yeah, he played it in to mine. You know, the dog is also wearing sunglasses. Great.
Yeah. I'm gonna do one last addition to this drawing, but then I think we're good, and then we're gonna have to go. Brandon, do you have any plugs?
Yeah. Tomorrow we're doing the WoW stream. We're doing DrawBomb After Dark later. And then also, this isn't really a plug. Or check out our YouTube. We have videos over there. We're putting up videos. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's all I got. How about you?
The same thing. Check out the WoW streams. Check out the YouTube. Check out your local business and support local businesses. Support independent animation on YouTube. I thought I was gonna have something to plug, but I don't have anything to plug.
It's okay.
Yeah, that's it. Thanks for joining us, folks. Really appreciate it.
I have something I want to add to this drawing before we wrap up. I know Maddie F is here, so we'll be finished up in probably right about.
Oh, that's what I wanted
time.
to plug. I wanted to plug. The reason we're signing off so at like 10 o'clock on the dot is because we are doing a new podcast, and you can come listen to it once we eventually get it set up, ready to go. I think Brandon already mentioned it on the stream once already, but it's going to be called That's a Shame. It's going to be about Seinfeld.
Podcast.
Very excited about it. Very excited. Ready to go. It's going to be fun.
I am very excited about it. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah. I'm just drawing fists because he's like going to punch these guys.
What do you think about that little move that I just did?
Oh man, it's perfect. What happened to my Zombo dude? I think you should definitely get it below my Zombo dude's colors are all washed out now.
Oh, well, I think you left his gun white.
What? No, the whole Zombo dude is like colored over.
Yes. Oh, wait, what?
Where did you paste that?
On the very bottom layer.
Oh, whoopsies. I'm sorry. I had, for some reason, my Zombo dude's colors were hidden for some reason.
And you blame me!
I'm sorry.
That's alright. That's alright.
I like what you did then. Now it looks good.
Cool. Fills in some of the stuff. You just gotta color your hands.
Yeah. Sorry, Matt.
Oh yeah, he's got purple hands. That's fitting. No, it's alright. We're not even late yet. We'll be late in 2 minutes. We're not late yet.
Oh, boy.
On that note, thanks everybody for watching. Thanks,
thank
Maddie F,
you.
Leviathan Den. Thanks, Leviathan Den, for the subs. Mad Lad, Gianna, Business Father. Great crowd today.
Xenus
Great
is here
crowd.
for
You
a
guys,
brief
you guys are the
moment.
best. Xenus. Wow, I love all these people.
Yeah.
They're very dear to my heart.
All right, this is ready to go, I think. I don't know how the icon of sin is there, but I like it. This looks good.
He's flying at you. Here, I should erase my guy's shoulder because I feel like he should be. It's not that big a deal, but
No, it's not a big deal. I like it there.
Okay, I was just gonna say the icon of sin. I feel like he should be like in front of the cacodemon, in front of the.
Nah, because he's technically he's a wall.
Oh, I was thinking of those. See, you're
The
a
lost
Doom
souls. You were thinking of
historian. I was thinking of the skulls that fly at you, and
the
I'm like,
lost souls
like
is what you were thinking.
they blow up
of.
in your face. That's
No,
what I thought.
this is the icon of sin, which is the giant head on the wall with John Romero's head on a pike inside of his forehead, and he shoots.
I remember
him.
that.
Yeah.
I remember that.
So it's fine.
Are you okay with this background then, or does it ruin?
I'm okay with it, man.
all
It's
your hard
fine.
work?
I don't give a shit.
Guys, Ian is mad at
Great
me.
job.
He's gonna yell at me. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Got a great job from Maddie F. Appreciate it. All right, thanks everybody for watching. We will see you all
Next time.
next time and tomorrow. Tomorrow,
Yeah.
be there tomorrow.
That's right.
It's gonna
Bye.
be great.
Woo. All right,
Bye.
I'm afraid to know. Whee! Oh, 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 oh.